Welcome back to another episode. I'm Darren Barker with Norstead Landscaping, and it's been a busy week at Norstead. We sold the 2008 ASV PT-60 that we've done a few videos on in the past. So today's video, we're going to talk about the RT-60, some of the issues we found with it, and what we're going to do to fix it. Okay, for you people that haven't been following the channel, I own the three machines, the RT-60, the PT-60, and a brand new 2020 RT-65 Max. Now the reason why this is in here being worked on was by accident. When I sold the PT-60, I had made a deal with the new owner to swap out the wheels on this machine, the rubber wheels, for the alloy wheels that you see over here. So the problem we're having on the RT-60, on this particular one, we found that the shafts were spinning in these tubes. Not sure how that happened. My guess is these were worked on by the previous owner and they weren't torqued well enough that basically the hubs, these center hubs, actually ride on that cylinder. And that's supposed to, when you tighten everything up on both sides, it's supposed to cinch these things together so they don't spin. Well, somehow the whole unit was spinning, in turn wearing out the bushing right here, inducing this play, which is no good. We have a plan basically to fix the issue, and it's a simple plan because the alternative would be to just buy new rails, or actually have to remove these rails and get them rebuilt. So rather than go to all that work, which would require removing all the wheels and hubs and removing the motor, which is not difficult, but it's a lot of work for somebody in their garage. The plan that we came up with is basically to remove the shaft, obviously marking the center points, or the making sure that we've marked our spots where the cylinder or the bushing's sitting. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take the grinder with the cutting wheel and we're going to cut basically an X. We want to do an X here and here, so we get like a 1/8 of an inch cut on each corner, or on each quarter of this cylinder. And what we're going to do then, we're going to do that on both sides. We're going to shove our shafts in, making sure that everything's lined up. We clean the shafts where they're going to be welded. And so we'll check, make sure everything's aligned, and how we can do that. And stick our hubs, or center hubs, that ride on here, and they ride over top. So we just put them on there, right? And we'll put one on the other side, and then we'll just tack weld it on each side and make sure that everything's in place. Then we can take these off, and everything should be aligned where they need to be. And then we will finish the welds on in here just to basically keep this from spinning. Once, I'm sure it doesn't take too much, but I'm hoping we'll get this play out of there. And again, if it fails, well, we're gonna have to take this whole rail off. But I got nothing to lose because I'd have to get new shafts anyway. So I might as well take a chance here, weld everything up, grease the bearings, put everything back together, and give it a shot. I mean, it's not that much work compared to removing all the componentry here to basically fix that. In that case, I'd probably just buy a new set and then take these to get rebuilt, and then that way they can take their time and do a good job. That's typically how I do things. I'll just buy whatever I need new, and then repair the old stuff and have it ready to go for when it breaks again. Oh, and I wanted to say about the super hubs. Super hubs aren't available. I can't get them anyways. So it'd be nice to go to a super hub, but they're not available for at least 4 months, and I'll be back in action. This is my off time, And if you're doing landscaping, you want your equipment to run at least the season. If you can get the season out of it, at least you can repair it over the course of the winter. Now that I've got a little more experience dealing with these hubs, what I recommend to anybody that owns one of these machines is you buy and stock a bunch of these caps, because if moisture gets in, it's going to ruin this front bearing first. And if that fails, well, then you've got to basically take this whole thing apart and remove it to get the bearing out, to save that from happening. So what you want to do, this is a cap here that's moisture's gotten in. Now you wonder, where's the moisture getting in? Well, it's getting in right here on the in between the cap and the rubber. And once the water gets in there, then it'll fall in and start to move the grease out of the bearing, and eventually imminent failure is going to happen. So if you, oh, look at that, actually there's the hole right there. Didn't even see that, but this cap actually had a hole in it. You can see it right there. So once water gets in, the outside bearing is going to go first, because there's a seal in between here and the inside bearing, even though they're the same. The inside bearing is oiled through here, and that oil only stays on the back bearing. The front one just operates on grease. So if the front one fails, you're basically changing out this whole hub. But if you can watch and check these caps, for the price of a cap, it could save you, all you need to do is get in there before the damage is done. You can actually stick a needle grease fitting and repack the bearing that way. And then just change out the cap if you find one with a hole in it. Change it out with a new one. This is actually a used one, but check them, because once they get to a certain point, you can save yourself a lot of time and money just by checking the end caps. I'm Darren with Norstead Landscaping. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Take it easy, and thanks. Have a good night.